what do you understand by ETFs and mutual funds? First, let's understand the meaning of both. ETFs का full form है Exchange Traded Fund, मतलब एक ऐसा फंड जो एक्सचेंज पर ट्रेड होता है. एक्सचेंज पे नॉर्मली क्या ट्रेड होता है? लाइक स्टॉक्स ऑफ लिस्टेड कंपनीज. इनको आप मार्केट खुलते ही खरीद सकते हो, बाद में कभी भी बेच सकते हो, बी इट इमीडिएटली आफ्टर अ फ्यू आवर्स और अ फ्यू डेज और वीक्स. That means you can buy, sell or trade them anytime. ETFs are basically funds that can be traded on the exchange just like these stocks. To simplify, think of ETFs as mutual funds being traded on the exchange. Mutual funds mainly दो type के होते हैं, active and passive funds. Passive funds are those that simply replicate or mirror an index or benchmark. They invest in those stocks which the index has without changing the allocation. The aim is to mirror the returns given by their benchmark. For example, there's an index fund which invests in stocks in the same allocation or percentage as in the Nifty 50 index. So the returns will obviously be almost the same. Similarly, there are multiple benchmarks or indices like Nifty 500, Nifty Next 50, Nifty PSU, Nifty India Defense, etc. There are many different passive index funds following many of these indices. Active funds are those where experts or fund managers handle your money, aiming to outperform a respective benchmark or index. They buy or sell stocks according to their judgments to achieve better returns and don't follow any specific index. ETFs that track some index are similar to passive funds because they also have an underlying index which they aim to mirror or replicate. For example, one of the oldest ETFs launched in India, BEES, that tracks the Nifty 50 index. Similarly, you can find ETFs for different indices. Now, let's do a quick comparison under these categories. First, underlying asset. ETFs. Underlying asset may be specific benchmark. For example, SBI Nifty IT ETF will track the Nifty IT index. Edelweiss Nifty Bank ETF tracks the Bank Nifty index, etc. Mutual funds. Underlying asset depends on the fund type. In active funds, there's no specific underlying asset since the fund manager isn't following any index. They can simply buy or sell stocks according to their will. But in passive funds, the underlying asset is the specific benchmark the fund is tracking or replicating. Like in a Nifty Midcap 150 index fund, the underlying asset is the Nifty Midcap index. Second, trading. Mutual funds. You get units assigned by the mutual fund house at the NAV, which is declared at the end of the day. Jitna NAV grows, utna hi your wealth grows. Whereas ETFs are traded on the exchange, meaning you can buy or sell them anytime like stocks, as their prices fluctuates in real time. Third, management. Mutual funds can either be actively managed by fund managers or passively managed. ETFs, on the other hand, don't have an active fund manager. They replicate the performance of an index. Fourth, fees or cost. Active mutual funds have higher expense ratio, 0.5% to over 2% in some cases due to active management by fund managers. Index mutual funds have much lower expense ratio at around 0.1% to 0.2%. ETFs, on the other hand, may have the lowest cost with expense ratios of around 0.04%. This is maybe one of the advantages of ETFs over mutual funds. Fifth, demat account. Mutual funds, whether active or passive, you don't need a demat account. On the other hand, ETFs, since they are traded on the exchange, you will need a demat account to buy or trade them. Now, after understanding completely, you can decide which option suits you the best. If you're completely new to investing, it might be better to start with mutual funds, even index funds instead of ETFs for one main reason. See, unlike ETFs where the price is changing constantly, mutual funds don't show continuous price fluctuations. You won't see the NAV going up and down continuously. But I must say, ETFs may be a good option if you want to take the advantage of market opportunities. So, ETFs can be a great tool when you need to take a quick action to invest. That's all for today's video. I hope this helps. Let me know which option you prefer out of the two.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.